So let's talk about emotional and physical stamina. As a CEO, as a leader, as a father, husband, if you don't have emotional and physical stamina, you're in a lot of trouble. Okay, especially if you can't get to that 12th hour and perform the same way you did in your first hour. Now, let me elaborate on that. As I write my book and I'm looking at the notes and the books that I'm reading and doing the research and have inputting my own philosophy and my own experience in this, it's clear to me that a CEO, a man of war, a man of action, a man who is having impact in this world, who's doing things, who's creating, an innovator, a game changer. It's clear to me that 12 hours a day is not uncommon. 13, 14, 15 hours is not uncommon. However, the way that I break it down is simple. If you cannot perform on that 12th hour at the same level than you can at that first hour of your day, we got a problem. Because you are expected to make decisions, to pivot if you have to as the leader, right? You're expected to do the right thing from the first hour to the 12th hour of the day. And with that comes a tremendous amount of stamina. All right, we all know leaders, all right? I mean, psychologically and emotionally, wow, okay? It's stressing. It is, and from a physical perspective, the same thing, right? It's stressing. So what I recommend first and foremost is this. Get your ass up in the morning, go to the gym and meditate. Two things, your physical body and your mental state. You have to get ready for the day and you got to build your stamina. And you do that by repetition, repetition, repetition until you build that stamina that is so needed. Now remember, when I say stamina, it's not only at the 12th hour, because in reality is you got to be sharp on the 12th hour, but what about the 13th and 14th hour when you come home and you want to dance with your daughter, and all of a sudden you flop on the couch and you say, honey, I'm just too tired. But your daughter is saying, Daddy, I want to dance with you. Your son is saying, hey, come outside. I want to play catch with you. As a warrior-minded man, you better have that stamina. Now, I'm going to kind of go into the law enforcement world as a police officer. One of the most important things that I did was mentally and physically, I prepared myself, regardless. But I will tell you this, 12 hours is a long shift, especially if you've been bombarded with calls. And psychologically, emotionally, it starts draining you. Physically, it starts draining you. So I'm comparing that 12-hour shift as for that a police officer has on a patrol duty to the CEO that's running a company. If that patrol officer, and it has happened to me many times, where you're in that 11th hour, all right, and you're just dragging ass, and all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. You better be able to respond. You better be able to dig deep inside, and this is why it is so important for you to have that mental clarity, to have that physical stamina to get to that next level and perform, because in reality, as a police officer, the difference is your life. It's a life and death situation. If you respond weakly and you're not on point, it can cost your life and your partner's life. The same thing goes as a leader, right? You better be on point on that 11th or 12th hour, because situations happen late in the evening, late in the day, and you need to be sharp. So as a warrior-minded man, your emotional and physical stamina is one of the most important components that you can build. Take that to the bank. Now listen, my brothers, if you're connecting here, if you're feeling like what we're giving you is something that you can use in your life and start really walking that warrior's path, I'm going to ask you to give us a subscribe. Okay, subscribe to this channel. We're going to be bringing you some very powerful content over the next coming years. We're here to stay. We're building a very, very solid following, and more importantly, we're going to be disseminating this content for the growth of men. And we're going to bring you content 2-3 times a week. All right. And when we bring it to you, what I want you to do is not just watch it. I want you to take a little time and take some notes, because remember, one of the most important elements that we have here as warrior-minded men is that we integrate, we execute on what we have. So if you're learning something, you feel that you can use it in your life, man, take it to the bank, integrate it, and start really using it and commit yourself to it. All right, guys, until next time, God bless.